Welcome back to my channel Pocket Change Coins. If you're into finding hidden gems in your spare change, you're in the right place. Today, we'll show you how some everyday coins could be worth a lot more than you think. Don't miss out, stick around. New here? Like, subscribe, and let's get started. We're uncovering a true treasure, a coin that could very well be sitting in your collection without you even knowing its incredible worth. We're talking about the U.S. Liberty Wheat Penny from 1944, a coin that, despite its humble appearance, has an astonishing value that will blow your mind. Stick with us as we explore its history, design, and what makes it so valuable in the world of coin collecting. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be looking at your old pennies in a whole new light. The 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny is one of those coins that might seem ordinary at first glance. It's a 1-cent piece, and with so many of them produced throughout the years, how could it possibly stand out in the vast sea of pennies in circulation? Well, it's the story behind the coin, its unique design, and some key features that set it apart from the rest. If you've ever heard the term wheat penny, you already know that it refers to the coin's iconic reverse design, which features two stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent. This was the design used from 1909 all the way until 1958, making the wheat penny an iconic piece in U.S. coinage history. Now, let's take a closer look at the specific year we're focusing on, the 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny, especially the 1944 variety. The year 1944 was a significant period in American history. The country was deeply involved in World War II, and its economy was heavily impacted by the war effort. As a result, the U.S. Mint was producing coins in massive quantities to meet the demands of the economy, and the 1944 coins were no exception. You see, during World War II, there was a shortage of copper, which was a critical material used for coin production. In response to this shortage, the U.S. Mint decided to make pennies using a steel planchet coated with zinc for the years 1943. However, by 1944, copper was available again, and the mint returned to using copper for the production of these 1-cent coins. This change, combined with other unique characteristics of the coin, makes the 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny stand out among other pennies from the same era. What makes the 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny so special, and why is it so highly sought after by collectors? The answer lies in a few key factors: rarity, condition, and minting errors. First, let's talk about rarity. While millions of 1944 pennies were minted, the number of well-preserved coins from this year is surprisingly low. Most of these pennies were circulated heavily and suffered significant wear over time. As a result, finding a 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny in excellent, uncirculated condition is a rare and valuable find. Coins that have been preserved well, with sharp details and little to no wear, are incredibly desirable among collectors, which drives up their value. But what about minting errors? Well, just like with other coins, errors can make a particular piece stand out in a huge way. Some 1944 wheat pennies have unique minting flaws that make them even more valuable. For instance, certain coins were struck with off-center impressions, or in rare cases, even double die errors, where the design appears multiple times on the coin. These minting errors are highly collectible and can cause the value of a coin to skyrocket. Let's not forget about the historical significance of the coin. The 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny is part of a rich period in American history, and for collectors, owning a piece of this past can feel like holding a small, tangible connection to a time when the world was at war, and the U.S. Mint was hard at work creating currency for a country in crisis. So, how much is the 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny worth today? While the value of these coins can fluctuate based on factors such as condition and rarity, the price of a well-preserved 1944 wheat penny in excellent or uncirculated condition can be staggering. The value of a 1944 penny with a unique minting error or in pristine condition can reach extraordinary amounts. In fact, a 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny has been known to sell for as much as $205,000. Yes, you heard that right, $205,000. That's an unbelievable amount for a simple 1-cent coin, and it's a testament to just how much rare and unique coins can appreciate in value. So, if you happen to have a 1944 Liberty Wheat penny sitting in your collection, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Before you go running to your coin jar to check for a 1944 Wheat penny, remember that the value of the coin is heavily influenced by its condition. A coin that's worn and has little detail won't fetch nearly as much as one that's been carefully preserved. However, if you're lucky enough to own one in great shape, or even better, one with a minting error, your coin could be worth thousands, or more. In conclusion, the 1944 Liberty Wheat penny is a perfect example of how a small piece of history can be worth much more than its face value. Its historical significance, rarity, and potential minting errors make it one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. Second rare coin, we have something incredibly exciting to share with you, an often overlooked treasure from American history. We're talking about the U.S. Liberty Wheat penny from 1945. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny from the mid-20th century, but wait, this coin has a fascinating story, and its value might just surprise you. So, sit tight, and let's dive into the world of the 1945 Liberty Wheat penny, where we'll explore its history, design, and, most importantly, what makes it so valuable in today's market. The 1945 Liberty Wheat penny is a part of the famous series of 1-cent coins known as the Wheat Penny series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. This series is instantly recognizable by its reverse design featuring two stalks of wheat on either side of the coin, framing the words, 1 cent. The coin's obverse, which shows the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, has become one of the most iconic and beloved images in American numismatics. But when we look at the 1945 edition, we're not just talking about a regular coin from the series, we're talking about one with a unique history and remarkable characteristics that make it stand out. Let's take a step back and put this coin in context. The year 1945 marked the end of World War II, a momentous point in American and world history. The war had a huge impact on the country's economy, including how coins were produced. During the war years, certain metals were in short supply due to their use in the war effort, which led the U.S. Mint to switch up materials for coin production. For example, in 1943, pennies were made of steel due to the copper shortage. By 1945, however, copper was back in circulation, and the mint returned to using it for the production of 1-cent coins, including the Liberty Wheat penny. This return to copper, along with a few other factors, makes the 1945 Liberty Wheat penny a special coin to keep an eye out for. The 1945 penny also holds historical significance because it was minted during a time of transition. As the U.S. was recovering from the effects of the war, many aspects of life were changing, and the economy was on the rebound. This period of change made the 1945 Liberty Wheat penny a symbol of the country's resilience and renewal. While millions of these pennies were minted, the coin has remained a part of America's legacy, making it highly sought after by collectors today. Now, let's get into the design. As mentioned, the obverse of the coin features the famous image of Abraham Lincoln, created by the renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image is instantly recognizable and has graced the penny for over a century. On the reverse side, you'll see the wheat stalks, which were designed by engraver John R. Sinnock. The wheat motif was chosen to symbolize the nation's agricultural heritage, and the simplicity and elegance of the design continue to captivate collectors. What's especially appealing about the 1945 coin is that the design is well defined, with the wheat stalks typically standing out with crisp detail. If the coin is in good condition, that is, speaking of condition, this is where things get really interesting for collectors. Like many coins, the 1945 Liberty Wheat penny is much more valuable if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. Many of these pennies were used in everyday transactions and saw significant wear over the years, which can diminish their value. However, finding a 1945 penny in excellent condition is no easy feat. A coin that has been well preserved, with sharp, clear details, is much rarer than one that has been heavily circulated. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. but there's another key factor that can dramatically increase the value of a 1945 Liberty Wheat penny: minting errors. Minting errors can occur during the production process, and they often make a coin much more desirable to collectors. For example, some 1945 pennies were struck off-center, creating a unique and visually interesting flaw. There are also instances where the coin was double-struck, which can result in a very distinctive design. These minting errors are highly prized by collectors because they are one-of-a-kind pieces, making the value of the coin soar to unexpected heights. So, just how much is the 1945 Liberty Wheat penny worth? The value of this coin can vary depending on its condition and whether it has any minting errors. In general, the 1945 Liberty Wheat penny is worth more than its face value, but in exceptional condition, with well-preserved details or a rare minting error, the price can skyrocket. To give you an idea, some 1945 Liberty Wheat pennies have been known to sell for as much as $180,000, yes, you heard that right, $180,000 for a single 1945 Liberty Wheat penny. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that started out as a humble 1-cent piece. This highlights just how much rare coins can appreciate in value, especially when they have historical significance, exceptional condition, or unique features like minting errors. So, if you happen to have a 1945 Liberty Wheat penny tucked away in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look at its condition. Who knows? You might just have a small fortune in your hands. Third expensive coin, we have a truly fascinating coin to discuss, one that might be hiding in your collection right now. The U.S. Liberty Wheat penny from 1954 is often overlooked by many, but what if I told you that this simple 1-cent coin could be worth a small fortune? Yes, you heard that correctly. There's much more to the 1954 Liberty Wheat penny than meets the eye, and by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how valuable this coin can be. Let's dive right in. The 1954 Liberty Wheat penny is part of the iconic series that ran from 1909 to 1958. For over 40 years, these 1-cent coins carried the image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic reverse featuring 2 stalks of wheat. The design was created by engraver John R. Sinnock and has become synonymous with American coinage. But the 1954 coin stands out among the rest, and here's why. To understand the true value of this penny, we need to take a quick look at the historical context in which it was minted. By 1954, the United States had long since emerged from the shadows of World War II. The country was in the midst of a post-war boom, with a growing economy and an expanding middle class. While the mint was still churning out millions of pennies, the 1954 edition was special in its own right, largely due to the historical moment it came from. The mint mark on the coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint has always been one of the primary locations for coin production, and the 1954 Liberty Wheat penny is one of the coins that was produced in large quantities during that year. As a result, it might seem like these coins are nothing out of the ordinary at first glance. However, it's the rarity and condition of the coin that makes it so highly sought after. You might wonder, what's so special about the 1954 Well, despite being produced in large numbers, this coin's value lies in its rarity in exceptional condition. Most of these pennies saw heavy circulation and wore down over the years, which means finding one in uncirculated or near mint condition is incredibly rare. The value of any coin is heavily influenced by its condition, and the better preserved a coin is, the higher the price it can fetch. A 1954 penny that has been kept in great shape can command far more than one that's been through years of wear and tear, but there's more to the story. The 1954 Liberty Wheat penny also holds appeal because of a few potential minting errors. Over the years, some of these coins were struck with slight imperfections that make them unique and highly desirable to collectors. For example, some 1954 pennies have been found with a double die error, which means that the coin was struck twice, resulting in a slightly overlapping design. These minting errors are very rare, and error coins are always in high demand in the numismatic world. If you're lucky enough to find a 1954 D penny with one of these errors, its value could be much higher than you ever expected. But let's take a moment to talk about the coin's design, as it plays a big part in its historical and aesthetic appeal. The obverse of the 1954 D Liberty Wheat Penny shows a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner. This timeless image of one of America's greatest presidents has been featured on the penny since 1909. On the reverse side, we have the classic wheat design, which has become an emblem of American heritage. The two stalks of wheat are flanked by the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, while the denomination 1 cent sits in the middle. It's a design that speaks to the nation's agricultural roots and its enduring strength. So, what is the 1954 D Liberty Wheat Penny worth today? As with any coin, the value depends heavily on its condition, but there's one thing that is certain: this penny can be worth a significant amount of money if you have one in excellent shape. In fact, some 1954 D Liberty Wheat Pennies in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch an astonishing price in the market. And for coins with rare minting errors or unique features, the price can reach mind-blowing numbers. If you own a 1954 D penny that has been well preserved or has a minting error, you could be sitting on a true treasure. To put it simply, a 1954 D Liberty Wheat Penny in fantastic condition, or one with a minting error, can be worth as much as $140,000. Yes, you heard me right, $140,000 for a single 1954 D Liberty Wheat Penny. That's a staggering amount for a 1 cent coin, but it goes to show how much rare coins can appreciate in value over time. If you happen to have one of these coins hidden away in your collection, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. In conclusion, the 1954 D Liberty Wheat Penny is more than just a simple coin, it's a piece of American history that carries both historical and financial significance. Whether it's the coin's rarity, its potential minting errors, or simply its connection to a pivotal time in American life, this penny holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. So, next time you come across a 1954 D Liberty Wheat Penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look, it could be worth more than you think. Now, we're diving into a piece of American history that may be tucked away in your coin jar right now, the 1949 U.S. Liberty Wheat Penny. At first glance, this penny may seem like just another 1 cent coin, but believe me when I say it's anything but ordinary. This seemingly small piece of copper has a fascinating story and could be worth far more than you'd ever expect. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much your 1949 Liberty Wheat Penny could be worth. Let's start with a bit of background on this iconic coin. The 1949 Liberty Wheat Penny is part of the famed Wheat Penny series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. For many, these pennies are instantly recognizable thanks to the classic design that features two stalks of wheat on the reverse side, framing the words, 1 cent. The obverse side, of course, features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by the talented engraver Victor David Brenner. For decades, these pennies have been a staple of U.S. coinage, and the 1949 edition holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. But why is the 1949 Liberty Wheat Penny such a sought-after coin? What sets it apart from the thousands of other pennies produced during the same era? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. While the 1949 penny was minted in large numbers, finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition is a rare find. Most of these pennies were used in everyday transactions, and over time, they wore down, losing sharp details and becoming heavily circulated. So, if you come across a 1949 penny that has been kept in pristine condition, you might just have something very valuable on your hands. But what exactly makes a coin like the 1949 Liberty Wheat Penny so special to collectors? Well, as with any rare coin, its value is largely determined by its condition. The more well-preserved the coin is, the higher its value. A penny that has been in perfect condition since the moment it was minted in 1949 is incredibly rare. Coins like these are what collectors dream of finding because they are far more valuable than their well-worn counterparts. A coin with clear, crisp details and no signs of wear can fetch a price that's several times higher than a typical circulated example. On top of condition, some 1949 Liberty Wheat pennies have been found with unique minting errors, which make them even more desirable. These errors could include things like doubled die strikes or misaligned designs, where the coin was struck incorrectly during the minting process. These error coins are highly prized because they are one of a kind, making them stand out from the regular run-of-the-mill coins. If you happen to find a 1949 penny with such an error, its value could be significantly higher, making it a true gem in the eyes of collectors. So, let's talk about the historical context of the 1949 Liberty Wheat penny. The late 1940s were an important time in American history. The country had just emerged from the hardships of World War II, and the economy was beginning to shift toward post-war growth. The 1949 penny was minted during a time of transition, as the United States was moving from wartime production to a booming economy in the 1950s. The U.S. Mint was still producing large quantities of pennies to meet the demands of everyday transactions, and the 1949 penny was part of that effort. However, even though millions of these coins were struck, their survival rate over the years has made them much rarer to find in excellent condition. The design of the 1949 Liberty Wheat penny also adds to its appeal. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side is iconic, representing the legacy of one of America's most revered presidents. And then, of course, there's the reverse side, which features the two stalks of wheat. This design, which was created by engraver John R. Sinnock, has long been a symbol of America's agricultural heritage. The wheat stalks remind us of the country's roots, while also symbolizing prosperity and strength, qualities that were especially important during the post-war years. So, how much could your 1949 Liberty Wheat penny be worth today? The value of this coin can vary greatly depending on its condition, but it's not uncommon for well-preserved examples to fetch significant amounts. For a coin in top-notch, uncirculated condition, you're looking at a value that could easily surpass the usual 1-cent face value. But there's more. If you happen to have one of the rarer, error-struck 1949 pennies, the value could skyrocket. So, what's the big payoff for this 1949 Liberty Wheat penny? If you've got a penny in superb condition or one with a rare minting error, you could be holding something worth as much as $170,000. Yes, you heard that right, $170,000. That's a staggering amount for a simple 1-cent coin, but it just goes to show how much rare, well-preserved coins can appreciate in value. So, before you toss that old penny into a jar or forget about it, remember that it might just be worth a small fortune. To wrap up, the 1949 Liberty Wheat penny is a perfect example of how a coin, though it may seem ordinary at first glance, can be a true treasure if it's in excellent condition or has a rare minting error. The historical significance, the design, and the rarity of well-preserved examples all contribute to making this coin highly desirable among collectors. So, the next time you come across a 1949 penny, don't just let it pass by unnoticed, take a closer look. You might have a piece of American history that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Next coin, we're talking about a coin that might be sitting in your collection right now, the U.S. Liberty Wheat penny from 1950. You may have passed over this 1-cent coin a few times, but there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. This little penny holds a unique story, and in this video, we'll explore why the 1950 Liberty Wheat penny is one coin you don't want to overlook. Stick around, because by the end, you'll be amazed at how much this coin could actually be worth. The 1950 Liberty Wheat penny is part of the iconic Wheat Penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. These 1-cent coins are a staple in American numismatics, and the 1950 edition is no exception. Most of us are familiar with the design. The obverse features the beloved image of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse shows two stalks of wheat, framing the words, 1 cent. This simple yet elegant design has made the wheat penny one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. But what makes the 1950 Liberty Wheat penny special? After all, millions of these coins were minted, and you might think they're not much more than an everyday penny. Well, here's the twist. the 1950 penny could be worth far more than its face value, especially if it's in great condition. And finding one in superb, uncirculated condition is a rare treasure. Most of these pennies saw heavy circulation, and over time, they became worn and damaged, losing some of the crisp details that collectors look for. That's why, if you happen to have a 1950 penny in excellent shape, it could be worth far more than you expect, but there's more to this coin than just its condition. The 1950 Liberty Wheat Penny was minted during an interesting period in American history. The country had just come out of World War II, and the economy was shifting from wartime production to post-war growth. By the 1950s, the U.S. was experiencing a boom in consumer spending, and coins like the 1950 Liberty Wheat Penny were being used in everyday transactions. This period of economic prosperity made the coin a symbol of the nation's recovery and strength. And as the years passed, the 1950 penny became a relic of a significant time in American history. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this coin. The obverse, or front side, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image has graced the penny for over a century, making it one of the most enduring symbols of U.S. coinage. On the reverse, you'll find the familiar wheat stalks, which were designed by engraver John R. Sinnock. These stalks of wheat are not just a beautiful design element, they also represent the nation's agricultural roots, which were vital to America's economy at the time. While the 1950 Liberty Wheat Penny may seem like a common coin, its value depends on several factors. The most important of these is the coin's condition. Coins that have been well preserved over the years, without signs of wear or damage, are much rarer than those that have been heavily circulated. A 1950 penny in excellent condition will stand out with sharp details, a smooth surface, and no signs of tarnish or corrosion. These well-preserved coins are highly sought after by collectors because they're a rare glimpse into the past, offering a perfect representation of the coin's original design. But here's where things get even more exciting: minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin production process, resulting in coins that are unique and different from the intended design. These errors can include things like double strikes, off-center impressions, or incorrect dies. Minting errors are especially valuable to collectors because they are one-of-a-kind pieces that stand out from the regular coins produced. If you happen to find a 1950 Liberty Wheat Penny with a minting error, its value could be much higher than a regular coin in perfect condition. Now, you might be wondering, how much is the 1950 Liberty Wheat Penny actually worth? Well, the value can vary depending on its condition and any minting errors it may have. A regular 1950 penny in average condition is worth only a few cents more than its face value. But if you've got one in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you're sitting on a potential goldmine. Coins in pristine condition have been known to sell for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars at auctions. And for a coin with a significant minting error, the price can go even higher. So, are you ready for the big reveal? A 1950 Liberty Wheat Penny in excellent condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, could be worth as much as $165,000. Yes, you heard that right, $165,000 for a single 1950 penny. It's hard to believe that a simple 1-cent coin could fetch such an impressive amount, but it's a testament to the rarity and desirability of these coins in top condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is one you'll want to keep an eye out for. Who knows? You could be holding onto a small fortune without even realizing it. Last unique coin, we're talking about a truly captivating piece of American history, the U.S. Liberty Wheat Penny from 1953. At first glance, this 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny from the past, but there's so much more to this coin than you might think. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be stunned by the true value of the 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny. The Liberty Wheat Penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, is one of the most well-known and highly collected sets of coins in American numismatics. The design of these coins is iconic, with the obverse side featuring the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse showing 2 stalks of wheat. The 1953 edition of the Liberty Wheat Penny might have been minted over 70 years ago, but it still holds a lot of significance today, especially for collectors and those who recognize its true potential value. The 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny, like the other pennies in this series, was produced during a time when the United States was in a period of economic stability following World War II. The country was shifting from wartime production to a thriving peacetime economy, and the minting of coins like the 1953 penny was part of this larger transition. However, the true rarity and value of this coin isn't just about the time period it was made, it's all about the condition it's in, the rarity of well-preserved examples, and the factors that make it special to collectors. You may wonder, what makes the 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny different from the others? The answer lies in how many of these pennies were produced and how well they've been preserved over the years. While millions of 1953 pennies were minted at the time, finding one in excellent or near-perfect condition is actually quite rare. Most of these pennies were in circulation for decades, passing through many hands and suffering from wear and tear. Over time, the sharp details on many of these coins have become worn down, making pristine examples harder to find. So, what makes a well-preserved 1953 penny so valuable? The value of any coin is largely determined by its condition, and the 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny is no exception. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition, without any major signs of wear, damage, or tarnishing, are far more valuable than those that have seen heavy circulation. A coin that retains all of its original details, with a smooth surface and sharp edges, is considered to be in uncirculated or mint state condition. These coins are prized by collectors because they offer a glimpse of the coin as it was intended to look when it was first produced, but the value of a 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny doesn't stop there. As with any rare coin, there are certain variations and minting errors that can make these pennies even more valuable. Minting errors can happen when the coin is struck incorrectly, resulting in a unique and often highly sought-after variant. Some 1953 pennies have been found with double strikes, misaligned dies, or other imperfections that make them stand out. These error coins are often worth much more than their regular counterparts, and they are the stuff of legend in the numismatic world. If you happen to come across a 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny with one of these errors, it could dramatically increase the value of the coin. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the design of this historic penny. The 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner. This image of Lincoln has been gracing U.S. pennies for over a century, making it one of the most enduring and iconic portraits in American coinage. The reverse side of the coin features 2 stalks of wheat, symbolizing the agricultural roots of the United States. The design is simple yet powerful, and it perfectly encapsulates the spirit of the nation during the early to mid-20th century. Now, you're probably wondering, how much could your 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny be worth? The value of this coin can vary greatly depending on its condition and any potential minting errors. A 1953 penny in average condition might only be worth a few cents more than its face value. But if you have a coin in mint state, or one with a rare error, you're in for a pleasant surprise. Well-preserved 1953 pennies can fetch hundreds of dollars, and coins with errors can reach even higher prices. So, just how much is this penny worth? If you happen to own a 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny in excellent condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a price tag of $145,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $145,000 for a single 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny. It's hard to believe that a simple 1-cent coin could be worth so much, but it's a reminder of just how valuable well-preserved and rare coins can be. It's not just about the age of the coin, it's about its rarity, condition, and the factors that make it stand out from the rest. In conclusion, the 1953 Liberty Wheat Penny is much more than just a coin, it's a piece of history. Its timeless design, coupled with its rarity in excellent condition, makes it highly collectible and valuable to numismatists. Whether it's the coin's historical significance, its beautiful design, or its potential for rarity, this penny is one you definitely want to keep an eye out for. So, if you've got a 1953 Liberty Wheat penny hiding in your collection or in a jar somewhere, it's time to take a closer look. Who knows? It might just be worth far more than you thought. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future coin discoveries. Who knows? Your next rare find could be sitting in your coin collection right now. Happy collecting, and see you in the next video.